And in Vrindavan, even a rickshaw fellow, he is having a bell, in all the other places you find the bell he has put. They don't use bell. They only say Radhe Radhe, not Hare Krishna. Krishna has got no power in Vrindavan. Only place in the world, the Vrindavan, where Radha is reigning supreme there. So he would say Radhe Radhe. And people will give way to him. He would shout, when he is pulling the rickshaw, or the cycle rickshaw, he would simply shout Radhe Radhe. And greeting is Radhe Radhe, not Ram Ram. In other places in UP you will find Jai Sri Ram, Ram, etc. But here is only Radhe Radhe. So when we go there, we also follow them. We also say Radhe Radhe amongst ourselves. In the early morning when we come to breakfast, we monks meet each other. So we wish each other Radhe Radhe. So that Radha is very important in Vrindavan. And Chaitanya Dev goes there, and he was the first person after about 600 years after Muslim occupation of those places where things have been all gone. It was Chaitanya Deva who went and rediscovered those entire temples were all hidden underneath. He said here, and he used to meditate, and he said here, that Krishna temple is there. Here, Banki Bihari temple is there. Here, Govindaji temple is there. Like that he found out, and then they dug the places, and then the temples were found out. So today what you see in Vrindavan, all those nearly 250 temples there, were rediscovered by Chaitanya Dev. That's the greatest contribution, I should say, keeping the bhakti, Krishna bhakti. And then I'm coming back to Ramakrishna's example. Ramakrishna says, is Radha, she was so immersed in the thought of Krishna, she would just look up, clouds are coming, and the clouds and the rain-bearing clouds are little dark blue, like that color. The moment she would say, this is my Krishna's color. Seeing that, immediately she changes into Krishna's thought. So anything you see like that, you convert that particular item of sensual, what you receive through the five senses, you turn it to godly thoughts. So that is how Ramakrishna says every devotee has to practice. Anything that you do, you hear a good band. Suppose you are sitting here and band is going there. Think of the band being played during Durga Puja. Immediately you turn your thought. See, Ramakrishna was taken once to a zoo. In Calcutta Zoo, a very famous zoo. Even now in Asia, that is one of the biggest zoos. And that zoo, he went, first thing was, he saw in a cage a lion. The moment he saw lion, immediately his thought turned to Durga. Oh, Mother Durga rides the lion. The moment he thought about that, he lost into samadhi. And they brought him back to the carriage. They said, let us finish the zoo is seen, that's all. He could not go further. No time for him to go and see the other animals. In one animal itself, he became so much. Suppose if you had seen peacock, you would have thought about Murugan. Yes, if you had seen a little mouse, you would have thought about Ganesha. So that is how he connects. Everything in the world that we see must be turned towards God being. So that is one of the things he teaches. And Chaitanya Dev was fully absorbed in that thought. So sometimes he would stand before the sea. In the Puri Sea is very, very, raucous sea they call it. Because the waves raise to a great height. Sometimes 5 feet, 6 feet the wave come. You don't see such waves in other places. Huge waves come up. And when you stand there and look at the waves coming like that, and then bluish color of the sky going to rain, at that time when you see that, Chaitanya Dev used to think of Krishna. One day he was standing there, and we all enjoy the sunset, sunrise, etc. But what do you think? You say, what a beautiful natural scene. That much only you can raise your mind to that level of that. It is a natural scene. It is very beautiful. That much you can think. Can you go beyond that? Thinking merely a natural scene, instead of that, can you think of the God properties kept in the sun? And can you think of an Aditya Stotra, a Navagraha Stotra or Aditya Hridayam? Can you say that when you're seeing the sun? That is wonderful. So your mind is immediately going to a another level of existence where you see the natural scene. You enjoy, no doubt. But while enjoying that, your mind should go to higher level. What is that higher level? There is divinity in sun, divinity in moon. Full moon, if you see, what you say? And that like that, go on thinking of every action in our life to turning to godly level. So when he saw one day, he could not stand. He said, my Krishna, my Krishna. And he started walking. And he went so fast, he just went into the sea, disappeared. And all the disciples who were standing there, they couldn't see their Guru, that Chaitanya Dev was not there. And they didn't know, and they are searching for him. And see, it is not available. And it was midnight. The night has come. How they will see? So they thought, when the day comes, they will take the boats and go into the sea. At least his body is available. And then, in the meantime, there are some fishermen who go in the night time when the rains come. You know, when the rains come, there are some deeply seated fish, big fish, they come up. And they play on the waves. So at that time, it's very nice to catch the big fish. So some night fishermen have been getting the net, put the net, and they found very heavy. So they dragged the net and tied it to the boat and came away. Next day morning, we shall come and see. And when the morning they come and see, there was no fish. It was Chaitanya Deva's body. His body was there, but he was not dead. So in the meantime, the disciples were searching for him, and they asked the fisherman, hey, did you see any dead body? He said, no dead body. I got in my net one man. You see whether he is dead man. So they went and saw, yes, it was Chaitanya Dev. And then they retrieved him from the net and then gave him all the medical things, and he became alive. Later on, it is said, his death is really mystery even now. They say, likewise, one day he went and merged in the ocean. Afterwards, he could not be seen. So it was somewhere in June 1533. 1486 he was born. 1533 he left his body. And yes?
Only 48 years.
Yes. And then he was moving and moving. What it is? 1533. Here 33 years, and there 14 years. 33 plus 14, 48 years. 48. Her mathematics is all right. And then you see that within a young age, he did so many things. That's why today on this holy, auspicious Dol Purnima, we remember that Chaitanya Dev. What are his teachings? Strangely, such a vastly learned person, he did not write any book afterwards because he threw it away. After that, he never wrote. Only one item that he wrote for his disciples. They wanted you tell at least 8 points, he said. Okay, Sishtashtakam. He wrote one in Sanskrit verse. I think Sutta has got it, and she will read it now. We shall learn what Chaitanya's teachings are. Only in 8 verses he gives his teachings. And those 8 verses are very, very important for us. And everyone can practice all those ideas. So beautifully he gives about Sishashtakam, 8 verses of teaching. That we shall see. After that, we shall do, if any 1 or 2 bhajans, if you can do, you can do. And finally you will perform Ramakrishna Sharanam. And then I have kept here the holy Abiram. You see, this is called Abir. In Bengali and Hindi we say Abir. Abir we say, Bengali Abir. It's called Nana Vida Rangani Abiram we say. So the different colors you will find here. So in your left hand, you take one by one each color and keep it in your hand and pray within your mind, and you tell Sri Ramakrishna who is the reincarnation of Chaitanya Dev. That I am not telling, it was certified by Bhairavi Brahmani, who was the Tantric Guru of Sri Ramakrishna. She declared to the world that Chaitanya Dev has come in this time in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. And she compared these 2 avatars, telling when a person reaches bhava and then he goes to a higher consciousness of Mahabhava, then there are certain signs on the body And those body signs are described in books of Shastras. Those very Chaitanya Dev signs are visible in Ramakrishna's body. So she said Chaitanya Dev has reincarnated in the form of Ramakrishna. That's why we all worship that. So pray to Sri Ramakrishna, who was in another birth in the form of Chaitanya, and tell him that this colorful Avir I am presenting to you, I am Samarpayami, I am Samarpan Amikurchi. Like that you pray and then hand it over to him and put it in this copper plate. So not here, there, everywhere, because it's a color. And if any water touches it, it will become stainful. And you all have to finally wash it. So don't go by the washing. So better you put it in that vessel. So with that, we come to the conclusion of the program, today's program. Thank you for joining. And Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Sri Rama Krishna Arpanam.